It says, oh,
Hello,
it
hello,
says,
hello.
yeah.
Give us a minute, y'all. Let me get us all connected and make sure that I am live.
Hello, hello, hello.
Here we are. Okay, let
Give
me
us a minute, y'all.
turn our volume down. Give me a second, y'all. Come on in the room. I still don't see us yet, but I'm pretty sure. Give me 1 second. It always takes me a minute to get everything connected. And I still don't see us yet. Do you see us, Jamar?
I do. I have to turn my volume down because I was. There we go. Yes, I see us.
Let me see. I
We
don't know
are
why it takes so
live.
long.
Oh my goodness. My mama says I'm here.
Hi, Mom. Okay, let me see.
Hello, mom.
Guys, please share this video out. We want to get as many people as possible in the room with us. Uh, and let me just give me a minute. I don't know why. I'm gonna go out and come back. Oh, there we go. Okay, we turn. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, y'all in the room.
Oh
Hello,
yeah, they're in the room.
hello,
I'm
y'all.
from Puerto
Okay, so
Rico. It's
okay,
wonderful.
give me a second, y'all, to share. Okay, I gotta share it to my my alopecia page.
Wonderful.
Um,
Hello, Darlene. Someone's
there we
saying
are.
hello to me.
Okay. Y'all don't start talking to them yet. Y'all give me a minute. Give me one
Yeah, I won't
second.
be able to keep up with everything that's
No,
said
you
on
don't have to.
Facebook. I'll
No,
be
no,
distracted.
you and I. No, it's just gonna be you and I. So we right here, Jamar. Don't even look.
Oh
Don't even
yeah.
look down. Oh, I see some of my people from New Zealand. Okay, I'm gonna
Oh
scroll up.
man.
Awesome. This is great. So good evening, everyone. I am so excited. Welcome to Bald Life Magazine, Living a Bald Life. My name is Jamie Elmore. I am the editor-in-chief of Bald Life Magazine, and I am your alopecia confidence coach. And for my babies, I am their alopecia auntie. Yes, I have a lot of titles, but those titles come with responsibility. So I don't take it lightly, but I'm excited to be here. We do this show every single week, and sometimes we've done it 2 and 3 times a week. And I'm just excited about our platform. What is Bald Life Magazine all about? First of all, we are the only magazine that I know of that features only bald people. Everybody that's in our magazine, yes, everybody that's in our magazine, they are bald, either due to alopecia, cancer, medically induced, or simply by choice. And these individuals are from all over the world. So we have made history. That's a big deal. We've made history, and I'm excited. I'm just totally excited to have a safe space for our community, a place where we can support each other, where we can encourage and we can share our stories. That's what Ball Life Magazine is all about. I mean, we feature it doesn't matter what your story is when it comes to hair loss. This space and this platform is for you. And for those of you who don't know what alopecia is about, alopecia is a autoimmune disease. It's where your immune system attacks your hair follicle and causes your hair to fall out. There are 6.8 million people in the US and 147 million people worldwide. And I really believe those numbers are a little off because most people suffer in silence. Most
Yeah.
people don't even tell someone what they're going through. And so with this platform, we're able to show people and help people realize that they are not alone in this journey. Now, I started my journey years ago, and I thought I was the only person on the planet with this
Yeah.
alopecia. I'm isn't that something you go through something in life and you think you're the only person, but trust me, whatever you're going through, even now, whether it's alopecia or not, you're not the only person dealing with this disease. And so I'm just excited to be here tonight, and I'm more excited because of my guest. I tell people that I hear people talk about, we talk about alopecia. We see a lot of women that share their stories, but we don't hear from enough men. And men suffer from this disease as well. It's not contagious, okay? So you don't have to worry about standing next to us or breathing the same air that we breathe. You're not going to catch it. It doesn't discriminate, okay? It doesn't matter what color you are, what race, gender, age, it does not matter. Alopecia can affect anyone at any time. And I tell people, I like to describe it. I say that alopecia is like a thief in the night. You know, you minding your own business in your house, sleep, and it just creeps in the house without you knowing, unaware, and it robs you. You know, it robs you. It robs you of your self-worth. It can rob you of your self-esteem. And some people, it has even taken their literal life. People have committed suicide because of alopecia. So it's not a game and it's serious, but I'm just excited to have my brother here with me on tonight. We're going to we're going to have a good old conversation and we're going to kick down all the myths when it comes to alopecia for men and what it's like and all that. And my brother, we're just gonna have some fun. So I want you guys to give me some hearts before we get started. I want to ask my brother Jamar, how are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this for a number of weeks now. And I didn't want to be nervous about it because I'm talking about myself, but it's such a great experience to talk to someone who has lived and is living the same type of lifestyle that I am, with the same type of struggle, happiness, pain, beauty, all those things all mixed up together. So it's great to be here. I love what you are doing. I hope you continue to do it. And I wish you all the success in the world. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. I there's so much that I want to say to you, but first thing is thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being transparent and honest. And I tell people that our stories are not our stories. Our stories are for someone else. And so tonight you're going to share your story, and whoever happens to hear your story, I know it's going to touch them. It's going to encourage them. And so I just want all my men in the room. I want you guys to give me some hearts. I want you guys to share this interview because I guarantee you may not personally be dealing with alopecia or hair loss, but I guarantee somebody on your friends list is dealing with it. And they need to hear from my brother on tonight. They need to hear what we are talking about on tonight. So please, you guys, I want you to share, share, share away. And you know what? I may feel good tonight at the end, and I may just decide to give away something just because I may want to give away a magazine. Who knows?
Who knows?
Let's just see how it goes. But first of all, brother, let's just jump in here real quick before we get started. Can you just tell us just real quick a little bit about your background, what you do for work, and where you live, and just a little bit. Don't give us too much because you know we're gonna dig a little deep tonight.
Yes. Okay. Again, my name is Jamar Moore. I am originally from the Maryland, DC area, and I currently live in Maryland. I am a 9-year veteran of the United States Navy. That service was a great experience. I am married with 3 children, a lovely wife who is my business partner, and we have a counseling agency where we provide therapeutic services, mental health services for people on a daily basis. All Things New Clinical is the name of our business. And we have been, we took the leap from working for an agency to going full time. We took that leap about 1.5 years ago, and we are independent business owners. So it is a lot of work, but it is very fulfilling work. So that's what we do on a daily basis. So this is my form of communication every single day now. we're surviving COVID and what it's done to the workforce by being able to communicate like this. So there are a lot of people out there that need to talk on a daily basis. So, this is a great platform to do it. What else about me? Yeah, I think that's a nutshell. I don't want to say too much before you get
That's
to the
good.
questions.
That's really good. And I'm going to encourage you when we're all finished with this. I want you to put your information in the comment section.
Oh,
If you have a
absolutely. Okay.
website or anything like that, I don't know who else may
Yes,
need
we
your
do.
services. I would love for you to put all that information in the comment section so people
Absolutely.
can support you and reach out
Absolutely.
to you if they need any help. So I'm going to ask, and I know I'm looking down here now. There's some people, we got some Maryland sisters and brothers in the house right now. So
Oh,
I'm so
really? Okay.
excited to see them. So, but anyway, let's jump in here, brother. The first question I have, I want to know, how old were you when you first noticed your hair was falling out?
Well, I was about 8 or 9 years old. And I remember I attended a Christian school at that time, DuPont Park, and we were sitting in assembly, and there was someone touching the back of my neck, right at the nape of my neck. And I turned around and I said, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he said, "There's a spot there." So this is back in the late '80s. I had like a little fro, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't too shabby. So it was easy to notice a little spot. So I put my hand back there and I didn't think anything of it. It was about the size of a dime, So I was just like, okay, there's a spot there. Stop touching. Um, but it started to get a little bit bigger, and that's when I started to wear a do rag on my head, because one little spot was enough for me to be nervous about it. And the principal of the school gave me permission to wear it. So I would wear, my do-rag on my head. Even though I had most of my hair, it was still just that little area that I felt insecure about. So it was around that age where it kind of started, and it would progress gradually from there. But I would say around 8 or 9 years old is when I first noticed it.
Wow, that's interesting because when I started losing my hair, it started at the nape of my neck as well. Isn't that
Wow.
interesting? And it jumped from the right side to the left side, and eventually start playing tag all through my head. So
Right.
that's interesting that happened to you. Size of a dime,
Hmm.
then it increased to about a quarter size. So, but I was not a
Right.
child. I tell people all the time, children that have alopecia, I believe that God gives you a special kind of strength.
Woo. Amen to
It's
that.
hard enough being an adult, but to be a child and have
Yeah.
alopecia, that's a whole nother dynamic. So you're 8 or 9 years old, you're wearing this do rag.
Hmm.
Did your mom ever take you to the doctors to get an official diagnosis?
Yes. So, okay. Now, back then, it was a little bit different
Okay.
because we're talking about the early 80s, late 90s. There wasn't a lot of talk about alopecia going on. So, we would go to the doctors. Now, this is just from my memory of it. We would go to the doctors, the regular medical doctor who didn't have a clue. And then we would go to the dermatologist. So, the dermatologist would say something like, well, we think it's just stress. Uh, And my mom is like, he's 8. What kind of stress are you talking about? What do you mean it's just stress? Oh, it's just stress, or maybe it'll go away, or it's his nerves. You know, no one had a name for it at that time. There was probably a name for it in some medical book somewhere, but no one was, privy to it at that time. So for a number of years, I went just telling people whatever random thing came to my mind when they asked about it. I would sometimes say, "Oh, it's my nerves, it's stress. Um, I don't know. My hair just doesn't grow in this area." And it was always and you probably experienced this, whenever someone mustered up the courage to ask the question, "Hey, what's going on with your hair?" It's almost like the entire room gets silent because someone asked the question that's on everybody else's mind, and you got to
Hmm.
come up with something. So when I was a lot younger dealing with that, it was always this nervous feeling. It was so
Mhm.
uncomfortable, and it took years for me to get to the point where I was okay with answering that question. So to get back to the doctors, it was a while before a doctor said, "Okay, you have alopecia," and which really is a scientific name for hair loss, but
Mhm.
they didn't term it areata at that time.
Mm.
So of course, my mom did not want to see her child struggle with this, and that's when we went to the different treatments, and we tried a number of things from smelly creams to the injections. One doctor put me on a steroid, which I thought was kind of funny because I told my friends about it, and they were like, "Will it make you stronger?" I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, bless your heart.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to grow hair, not muscle. So, you know, but I remember the injections was one of the first steps that started me on the path of getting comfortable with it
Mm.
because they were so painful. And I can remember, you don't really think about what your parent is going through at the time. But when I look back over it, I can remember how painful it was and embarrassing, kind of, to have a needle injected into my mind. And my mom was trying to be strong for me, and
Yeah.
say, it's going to be okay, baby. It's all right. But I think after the second dose of injections to my head, I was getting more comfortable with the fact that I'm just going to live with this thing because that hurts. And if I got to go through that to have hair, I'm good.
Yeah. I already know. 'Cause I went through the same thing. It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. It really
Wow.
does.
So you get this diagnosis, you try all the different creams, and what and so you started off with alopecia areata.
Hmm.
How long was it? What was the time frame from areata universalis? And let me,
Ooh,
before you answer that, let
okay.
me explain to everyone there's different types of alopecia. There's
Please
alopecia
do.
areata, where you just like have the bald spots. Some
Hmm.
men have bald spots like in their beards. You can have bald spots in your, eyebrows or what have you. There's
Hmm.
alopecia totalis, where you can just basically lose the hair on your head. Then there's alopecia universalis, where you lose all body hair. Then there's
Right.
traction alopecia.
Hmm.
People where you're wearing a ponytail or French braids and it's too tight and you see, thinning on the
Yeah.
sides. Like for me, I started off with areata. I
Hmm.
lost my hair, then my eyelashes. I lost my eyebrows like overnight, went to bed, woke up the next morning, they were gone. Lost
Wow.
my eyelashes, upper and lower. But see, one thing about women, we can accessorize. So I have
Lucky.
eyelashes on, okay? Lucky, I have eyelashes on, but I have no eyelashes, no lashes on the bottom. And
Hmm.
one of the biggest things that gets on my nerves is I don't have any nose hairs. So people will probably notice that I'm wiping my nose a lot because my nose just starts running for
Oh, wow.
whatever reason. It just runs. Well, the reason is because I don't have any nose hairs. And
Right.
within the last couple of months, and you tell me if you're dealing with all this as well. Last
Hmm.
couple of months, I've noticed that I sleep with a fan on because I'm going through menopause and all that. But when I'm in front of the fan, the air seems like it goes right through my ear. And
Oh, wow.
I think I've lost the hairs in my ears.
Wow.
That's a trip. That's a trip.
That
So
is.
kind of talk to me, take us on, if you can remember your journey as you started noticing your body changing and what you saw going first and what kind of took place.
Oh,
We're
yes, I
gonna unpack
remember it
that step
all.
by step. Come
I
on.
remember it all.
Okay.
So going back to when I was wearing the do-rag, um, when my hair started to get to the point where, it was just too many spots, too many big ones, little ones here and there. Uh, I think this was back in like 90 or 91. My mom decided, she was like, look, we're just gonna have to take it all off. And I agreed. I said, all right, let's do it. And so we had never shaved head before. So we put all the shaving cream, on
On
my
top of your hair?
Yes. On top of my hair. We went in the bathroom and she started shaving me, taking her time, doing the best job she could do. And I remember it was the day before I was going to get baptized at church. So she shaved my head, and I don't really remember if she was tearing up, but I teared up a little bit because I was like, "This is the final blow. This is it. It's all going off." And when we were done, I remember just looking at myself in the mirror, going, "Well, at least I got a good head shape. Good, good for me."
Yeah, yeah.
And the next morning, we went out to the car to get ready to go to church. And my oldest brother, Barry, he came to the car. He had a hat on his head. He sat down. He was like, "What's up, man? You ready for church?" I said, "I guess." And he took his hat off, and he had cut all of his hair off too.
I love
And
him.
I was like, wow, that was the nicest thing. He used to tease me all the time, not about my hair, but I said, this big bully did this amazing thing to me. That was awesome. So around that age, that's when all the shaving started, and that was an experience in and of itself, because after a while, I had to start to learn how to shave my own head, and I was heavy in the sports, especially basketball, and I had injured my right hand, playing ball, and I was scared because I couldn't shave my head anymore because I'm right-handed. So I had to learn how to shave with my left hand. So now I'm hurt with my hand. I got a finger in a splint. I got to shave with my left hand. So I learned how to shave with both hands. And yeah, that was an experience. A lot of cuts. Anyway, the razors were expensive back then. I tried Nair on my head before, which was awful. I know it was
Don't
awful.
do that.
And
Anyone
it
listening?
smelled. Yes, please do not put Nair on your head. Don't ever do it. That didn't last too long because it burned and it smelled bad. I did not like it. So progressing all the way through 91, all the way up into 2009. That's when the Areata started to change into Universalis. I remember I was on the Navy ship on deployment, and I had this habit of kind of just like rubbing my eyebrow while I was sitting at my desk. And one day I was rubbing my eyebrow, and I noticed some hair coming off of it. This was 2008. And I was like, what in the world? Maybe I need to stop rubbing my eyebrows. And I was in Thailand at the time. A friend of mine was taking pictures. He showed the pictures to us later, and I noticed it was kind of thin on my eyebrow. And I was like, I stopped rubbing it, so why is the hair starting to fall out? We get back a few months later, and I'm in PT, and this one guy, we're teasing each other about something. He said, "Oh man, shut up. Go and shave the rest of your eyebrow off." But I didn't notice that my eyebrow, half of it, had like fallen off. And I was like, what is he talking about? So I go to the mirror and I'm like, oh snap, my eyebrow was gone. And it was just smooth, So instead of cutting it off, this is what I was talking about earlier with you. Instead of cutting it off, I went to my wife's makeup and I grabbed her good makeup, the MAC makeup, and I started drawing it on, drawing it on to make it, look better.
Smart.
Smart until you start sweating. I sweat easily. So when you sweat, the natural thing to do is go, like that. So I would wipe off my eyebrows during basketball or PT or whatever it is. And I would see it on my arm and I would get scared. So I was drawing on my eyebrows for like 2 years, 2 or 3 years I was doing this. Because by 2009, my eyebrows had fallen out, eyelashes had all gone. All of the hair on my head was gone, armpit hair, arm hair, everything. It was just all gone. It was all gone. And I was about 31. I'm 42 now. I was about 31 when everything just completely left me. So from 91 to 2000, I'll say 2009, 2010, uh, that was the span of my areata. So I lived with areata most of my time with alopecia, but now, you know, it's just all smooth now. So
So, wow, that's deep. So tell me what went through your mind when you looked at yourself and all your eyebrows were gone, your eyelashes were gone. I mean, what was your thought process during that time?
it was, how am I going to view myself as attractive anymore? Um, what do I say now? Because people used to stare at me from the back and it
Mm,
was manageable because I didn't have to see them staring at me. But now it's shifted to the front.
mm,
Now I have to deal with it face on. You know, when someone looks at
mhm,
you, it's, oh, what is that? Oh, what's wrong? He has no eyebrows, no eyelashes. And people automatically think, oh, you're sick. So sorry. What is it?
mm,
Like, I'm good. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I'm not dying. Thank you for your concern. But, you know, people stare sometimes. And it takes some getting used to. And it's not always a person looking at you because, ooh, they were repulsed. It's just that we don't look like everyone else. You know, you're not going to see a person that looks like me starring in a movie, you know, unless we're me and my wife had this joke where I say, you know, I'd be the terror, I'd be the enemy or the bad guy if I'm in a movie. Now
mm,
they'll cast you as the scary villain who has no
mm,
hair. You know, you're not going to see me as the leading man in a movie. So it's not a lot of people that look like me that walk around. So when I'm seen in public, little kids will go, oh, or women notice it right away because, you know, eyebrows are a big deal. I've
mhm,
had some people just look at me and go, I don't see it. What are you talking about? Whatever. But, you know, that's just how it is. So it was a shift you had to make from
mhm,
not having to deal with it from behind to bam, it's right there in your face. People look and they look away because they, you catch them looking at you. So that was a serious transition. But, you know, at this point, you know, it's just become a part of my life now. That's just how it is, you know.
but still, I mean, that's a lot,
It is a
that's a
lot.
lot.
It
So
is a lot.
okay, so you're in high school. Let's go back. I wanna
Ooh,
backtrack.
high school. High school's rough.
So you started 7, 8 years old, 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with it, start wearing the do-rags.
Uh-huh.
What was the most challenging part in school? Did you deal with any bullying? Talk to us about that.
Okay. So I'm thankful for the fact that my high school experience was not full of bullying.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
I attended a school I attended a boarding school in Pennsylvania. It's called Pine Forge Academy. And it's one of the only black boarding academies in the country. I think it's like one of three or four.
Wow.
And
Okay.
we lived in dorms, kind of like college.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was like a family environment. So it wasn't so much as we're going to make fun of this kid, we're going to accept him. And that really wasn't a problem. The biggest problem is when I was around people that I did not know and did not know my condition. That
Mm,
was the biggest problem. So I spent so much time, you know, in school and on campus that my friends, you know, they tended to just get used to it. The problem was I wasn't used to it. It's a
mm,
psychological battle when you have alopecia, as you know. You always look at
mhm,
yourself as different, as weird. Nobody else knows what I'm going through. So for me in high school, um, two things. The first thing was I tried to keep to myself a lot, and my dad told me on my first day of school, I used to wear a hat all the time. He told me the first day
mm.
of school, right before he dropped me off, he was like, "Look, you got to stop wearing that hat." And I'm thinking, what are you crazy, man? This is my shield. What are you talking about? And I said, why? And he said, you don't want people to think you're ashamed of how you look. If you wear a hat, people are going to think that. So take the hat off. And when he said it, he wasn't saying it with a authoritative type voice. He was saying it like it's coming right from our heart, like a genuine type feeling. And we had never talked about alopecia before, never.
Wow.
So when he was talking to me about that, it was like, he really means this. So I remember putting my hat down in the car and watching him drive off. And I'm like a little puppy dog, like, oh, there goes my hat. What am I going to do now? You know, but he was absolutely right. I walked around as if it did not bother me. And if anyone asked the question, I would give them the best answer that I could give them. And I kept my head shaved religiously every other day. I shaved my head every other day without fail. And my mom would buy me these like expensive Gillette razors. So I kept my head shaved all the time. So that's how I did it. Now, another thing that helped me in high school was I was a part of the drama ministry called Creative Arts.
Okay.
And I auditioned for it. And I was nervous, very nervous when I auditioned for it because I didn't think the director would want me with this weird looking hair to be in his group. So I auditioned for it. I made it. And it required me to be in front of people on stage all the time. And I enjoyed acting, but I was afraid to be in front of people. And I would have this thought, what do you want more? Do you want to give in to the fear more? Or do you want to do the acting that you enjoy? And I had to wrestle with that. So we did this one play where the whole group had to start off the skit with their back to the audience. So I have my alopecia, you know, my back is to the audience every time we do this skit. And we would turn around and we would say our lines and turn back around. And one of the lines was one person would turn around and say, I'm different. I have hair. And they would turn back around. Then it was my turn to go. And before I turned around, the audience would just start laughing because they knew
what you
he's about
say.
to, yeah, because I'm the only bald person on the stage. And it was always a great moment for me because I knew they weren't laughing at me. They were laughing at the fact that I'm bald, not that I have alopecia. Exactly. So I would turn around and our director was he was very serious about don't laugh, keep a straight face. So I would have to turn around and say, I'm different. I have no hair. And I would turn around and people would just fall out laughing. So it really made me more comfortable being in front of people because I was acting, you know? And the more I did that, the more comfortable I became. And the less it was for me to have the fear in me all the time. Now, I still have my moments. You know, I still have my moments when it came to dating and girls.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah, so that I think that really helped me get to the point where I wasn't as afraid to be in public.
Deep. That's deep. It's so interesting how everyone has on their journey, everybody has something different that they a tool that they've learned or some type of technique, something in which it helped them on their journey to kind of step outside of themselves, get their healing, and to get to a point to where they can accept what was going on with them. And that's for acting. That was one of the things for you. So that's simply amazing. So there's two things I wanna ask you. Was there anybody else in your family that had alopecia? Were you the only one?
Only one.
Only one. Okay. Okay. I always ask that question because I've interviewed people and it's their whole family. It's the mom. I had one on here, the mom, the son, and the daughter. Then I had another group, the father and the two sons. So people always ask, is it hereditary? So that's good. You didn't, it wasn't.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. I was always nervous about getting married and having kids because I didn't want my children to experience this. And thankfully, I have 3 kids, 17, 10, and 4. Thankfully, they haven't had to deal with this in their life yet. Hopefully, it doesn't happen. But my wife always tells me that if it does happen, they'll have somebody who can help guide them through it, and not to worry about it. So um, I'm thankful that I have a spouse like that. Who funny story, real quick. My
Okay, go ahead.
spouse does not like hairy guys,
Oh,
so
okay. There,
it
there,
works.
there it is.
It
I love it.
works out for me. So when everything was gone, she was like, "Ooh, kind of like you're
I
smooth
love
all
it.
over." Yeah, yeah. So praise God for
Oh, I
her.
love it. That's amazing. She sounds like she's an amazing woman. That is so
Oh
good.
yeah, I
So
could talk all day about her.
I know you can. And I know she's your backbone,
Hmm.
you know. I know
Absolutely.
she's your backbone. So let's back it up to let's talk about your dating because most women we have the conversations. That's one of the first topics we talk about. Is
Right.
anyone going to ever be attracted to me? They always ask that question. And for me as a woman,
Hmm.
I felt like my femininity had been
Hmm.
stolen
Ooh,
because of
wow.
my hair. I
Right.
I didn't. It was almost like, of course, I couldn't recognize myself from a physical standpoint, but
Hmm.
on the inside of me, I felt like something was missing. It was a void in the
Yeah.
beginning years because I didn't know how to process this. I didn't know how to deal with that. So for you being a man,
Hmm.
did it affect your manhood? And yes and no. And if it did, tell us why. And if it didn't, tell us why.
Okay, I would say yes,
Mm,
because hair in any community is always a big deal. Um, Having gone from being able to style my hair any kind of way, used to have a box and fade and part and all that stuff, going
mm,
from that to nothing, it does something to you because now you don't look normal. You don't look like everyone else. So if I don't look like everyone else, how am I supposed to attract people to me? So what it did to me as a man was when I was dating many eons ago,
hmm
I
Miriam.
had to make sure the other woman was interested in me first.
Mm,
I wasn't the one to go pursue. I had to make sure that they were interested in me first. Then it was like, okay, now I can talk to you because I know you're coming to
how did
me.
you do that?
Well,
Wow, that's
it was
deep.
it was it was difficult, which kind of plays into what I developed at a young age. I figured that if I'm funny and people won't laugh at me, they'll laugh with me.
Mm,
So God blessed me with a sense of humor,
hmm
but I can, make people laugh. And I was funny in high school and college. Even now, I still use humor in my sessions with people when it's okay to do that.
hmm
But that
hmm
was how I was able to kind of break the ice with people, make myself comfortable, and that's what worked. And it wasn't fake. It was just who I was,
Okay.
So I just figured I'll be myself, and if they like who I am, then I'm good. If they don't, then all right. But if they rejected me, the thought was, well, maybe it's my hair. Maybe that's why they don't like
Mm,
me. So I just figured I'll be myself. I'll be funny, and we'll see what happens. So it typically works for me most of the time. But when I asked some of my previous girlfriends, what was it about me that you liked? Um, it was never a thing where they were like, "Oh well, I felt sorry for you." It was never anything like that. It was
that's good.
always you were so cool, you were so nice, or you were cute. I was, cute, really? Wow. Okay, I'll take that. I'll
Yes.
take it. And a funny thing happened in high school, my freshman year, and I don't know if anyone out there listening to this will remember. My freshman year of high school, the freshman girls made this list of guys, they ranked them from cutest and nicest hair and lips and all this stuff. And somehow one of the guys got hold of it and they shared it with the other guys, freshman guys. And I saw the list and I was like, wow, I wonder where I am on this list. And this is my freshman year. So I looked on the list and I saw I was second. So I'm second?
I love
As
it.
cutest, I'm second? So
Aw.
I'm on like cloud nine thinking, wow, this is great. I should be getting a girlfriend any minute. But it never happened. It never
Aw.
happened. My freshman year, I had no girlfriend. And I'm looking at this list like, and I almost wanted to walk around school like, I'm number 2, right? So we can go ahead and just hook up. I'm number 2 in the list. I'm not gonna say who
You know
number
about
1
the
was.
list?
Yeah, about the list, number 2 right here. So I'm
That's
like,
me.
well, so if I'm number 2, why don't I have a date yet or somebody like me? But I don't know what that was all about. But it made me feel good that people were considering me cute, as short-lived as it was for me, because as I said before, it's a daily battle with this. You have to really monitor how you're thinking, how you're viewing about yourself. And if you can do that, living this life with alopecia becomes a lot easier because we'll tell ourselves so many negative things and then we'll take it on and we'll believe it. But you have to speak positively about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
God made us this way for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And as a therapist, I can relate to people on so many levels because of the struggle that I've had in the past and because of the things I was able to overcome. So now, I thank God for having gone through this because it has helped me throughout so many areas of my life.
Wow. You said something key that stood out. Self-talk. Our
Yeah.
self-talk, how we see ourselves, what we say to ourselves when we're dealing with
Yep.
alopecia. Because if your self-talk is not on the up and up,
Mm-hmm.
this journey with alopecia is going to be harder.
Devastating.
And it's going to be it can put you in a dark hole, in a
Mm-hmm.
dark place like it did for me, and many others. Excuse me. So self-talk is everything. It's everything. Because you know
Yeah.
what? That's the first and last conversation you're gonna hear anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's
That's
the
right.
most conversation that you hear on a daily basis. It's your self-talk. You may not be, talking back and forth like me and you. Hopefully you're not going to like that, but your inner
Right.
thoughts and what you're thinking is so
Mm.
key. And it can either take you closer to healing or lead you
Yeah.
from your point of healing.
Right.
So that was
Right.
so good. I like how you brought that up. Now, tell me, what has alopecia taught you?
Wow. It's taught me so much. And I would say from a young age, being able to empathize with other people's pain.
Mm,
It has taught me to look beyond the exterior of people and look at people for who they really are on the inside. We get caught up with the material, with the outward appearance, in this country and in many societies. That's what the media shows us. This person is important because they're beautiful. This person
mm,
is intelligent because they're beautiful. You should treat this person much better because they're beautiful. And it has taught me that that's not the most important thing in life.
mm,
It has opened doors, just for me to be more empathetic with people. And at a younger age, I empathize with the person that's being teased. I can empathize with the person that doesn't feel good about themselves.
mhm.
Maybe not a physical thing with them, but pain is pain. If you have pain, then you need to have somebody who can empathize with you. And
Yes.
that's one of the main things it has taught me. It's also taught me how to be humble. You know,
Mm,
be humble. you know, God has given us so many qualities and abilities, and we should be thankful for everything that we get and understand where it comes from.
Mhm.
So, and I thank God that I was raised in a home where God was the center. And, you can't talk about that with everybody, but,
Mhm.
I know where my help comes from. And I know
Yes.
what
Too.
was the foundation of getting me through everything that I went
Yes.
through. You
Yes.
know, when you have that prayer of, God, why did you make me like this? When you have that prayer that's not answered, please help my hair grow back.
Mm.
You can take a very negative turn and a very negative look at God. But when you really focus on the mission that he has for you, because you have this condition, you start to appreciate it more. And I appreciate it a whole lot more now than I ever did when I was a lot younger, because I couldn't see what God was doing.
Mhm.
He has a path for all of us. You
Does.
were put in this position that you're in for a reason. And the reason you're here came from some pain. It came from some turmoil.
Yes.
But all of that pain and turmoil is helping other people have better lives. So if my pain and turmoil helps 3,000 or even 400, even four other people, then it was
Mhm.
worth it. So,
Yes.
that's in a nutshell what I've learned and what alopecia has taught me.
That's good. That's good. You made me think about something else. I talk to men, and sometimes men, and tell me if this is the same thing for you. It's challenging for them sometimes to um, talk about their feelings and their emotions,
Absolutely.
to deal with certain things, when it comes to their walk. Now, for me, for example, with my alopecia journey, as I as I as I was on my journey, God brought me to a place to where I had to face who I was in the mirror. And what I mean by that, I had to look at my past and my present. I had to, God had to heal me from some
Yeah.
things that was going on in my life in my past. I had to deal with head on, really. The reflections of what I saw in my life, I didn't want to deal with it. And when I had the hair, and I'm a hairstylist, so I can camouflage and do all these different styles and kind of
Mhm.
kind of put myself in a position to where I didn't have to deal with what was going on the inside of me. And so
Right.
as I was going on my alopecia journey, I had to face my truth. My truth was the low self-esteem, the rape, the molestation, all that kind of stuff. I had to go through some inner healing with him.
Yeah.
And once he healed me of those things, dealing with the hair loss was nothing. It
Wow.
was like it was
Mm.
nothing because I couldn't
Yeah.
camouflage. And so for you as a man, did you have to deal or heal? Did God take you through some other places to heal internally first, which allowed you to be more accepting of what you were dealing with as far as your alopecia? I know that was a lot, but that's I'm
No,
dramatic
I,
anyway.
I
But
understand I understand exactly what you're saying. And uh, yes, to answer the question, yes, there was a process. It was a long process. It wasn't something that happened overnight.
yes.
It's kind of like the process of alopecia, where
Mm,
you go through stages of it. In the
yes.
beginning, it's a little bit light, but then it starts to gradually get more devastating to you and
Mm,
harder to deal with. And at the end of it, you start to see, okay, this thing doesn't have to defeat me. And as a man, yes, it was very difficult because, like, one thing about having hair is you get to see people's age a little bit because of gray
yes.
hair and all that. Male pattern baldness, you can kind of tell somebody's age. And there was this thing with me, people would always say, "Oh, you look so young, you look so young." And all right, for the most part, it's a compliment. But
Hmm.
after a while, it's like, well, I would like to actually look my age. The whole beard thing is big now. Guys got
Yeah.
the beard. black or gray, no matter what it is, as long as you got a beard, you're in. And it's like I don't have a beard game. Where's my stuff at? I want to kind of look like everybody else, but no, that's not my purpose. That's not my calling. That's not what God intended for me. And going through this process also made me realize that I had to look at this as something that was supposed to happen and not a mistake. And
That's
if I
good.
call it a mistake, then that means God messed up. He doesn't mess up.
No, he didn't.
So I can't call it a mistake anymore. He knew what he was doing.
Yes.
And the changes, as slowly as it took for me to get to this point, I understand why I had to go through that process, because now I'm in a place where I'm comfortable with who I am. I am not my hair, as India already says.
Yes.
This doesn't mean weakness. This doesn't mean, shame or ugly. It just means I'm not like everybody else. And a lot of people remember me more so because I don't look like everybody else. So, it's a blessing when you look at it for all the positive things that it's done for your life instead of the negative things.
Yes. Yes. You made me think of a statement that you just said a few minutes ago. The pain, all the things we went through on the journey, our alopecia journey, God turned our pain and he turned it into my purpose.
That's right.
Everything that we dealt with at the end of the day, it's not for us, it's for somebody else, and it's for his glory.
That's right.
So
That's right.
you're gonna touch some people that I will never be able to touch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And vice versa. But we have the same common goal,
Yeah.
meaning to be able to touch somebody's life and let them know that with or without hair, you can make it. God didn't make no mistake. Okay.
Right.
There's a purpose for it. And if we can change our conversations, first of all, with ourselves,
Right.
and how we see ourselves, then how we interact with other people, it won't be a problem.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It won't be a problem. So that's really good. But I want to ask you this. What would you say? Let me see. I got two questions. My mind is going because you got me going. So I hope everybody's okay.
It's okay.
We just talking. We don't got no time limit on this platform.
Okay.
We just gonna talk. We're gonna talk. So what was that question? I forgot that question. Oh no, here it is. So the first question is, what would you say to a young man and or a man that's dealing with alopecia? What words of encouragement would you what would you give them to help them with their journey right now if they're watching us?
Wow. Well, if you are watching right now and you are a man dealing with alopecia, the first thing that I would say is don't allow anyone else to define you. No one else is going to define you but you. If you look at yourself in a way that is negative, then that's how you are going to live your life. Okay? I don't want anyone else to have to go through all of those stages when you can jump right to the fact that you are worth it, you are a beautiful person, and your hair does not have to define you. It doesn't. You can still live a beautiful life, a life that is full of happiness. You can have anything you want and anything you work hard for, you can have it. Once you start to think that your hair will hold you back from anything, then you are absolutely right. It will. Because you're going to think it and because you're going to act that way. Change your thought process, depend on God for everything, and allow yourself to be you. Allow yourself to be you. Be comfortable with who you are as a person and live your life. Just talking about this reminds me of a story when I was in college, and I didn't I left school and went to another school, and then I came back to my other school, Oakwood College, now Oakwood University. And when I came back, my two closest friends, they had another group of females that were cool with. And when I came back in the scene, they didn't know I was really close to them. So we went into the cafeteria one day and they saw me and they were like, "Oh, are you going to be around so and so again?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" They said, "Well, it seems like you always around them." Like, okay. I said, "Look, I am going to sit on a table by myself and we'll see where they go when they come in." Okay. They were like, mm-hmm. So I sat at the table by myself. And as soon as my boys came in, they walked right over to me, dapped me up. "What's up, man? What's up? What's up?" And then other people started to come in. And by the time you know it, my table's full of people, full of my friends that I know. And the two young ladies are sitting by themselves. And I remember looking up at them like this and just continued my meal. And that what that taught me was I need to be comfortable with who I am, who I know myself to be, no matter what somebody else is saying or trying to put me in. You determine that. If someone walks in a room and says, "Man, you are so ugly and you're just not intelligent, you should leave." The only way they're going to be right is if you accept it.
Okay.
Okay? You can't accept what other people are trying to give you. You have to know who you are and you have to like who you are. If you don't like who you are, then it's going to be extremely difficult for other people to. It's just not going to happen. And then other people will actually like you, but you will stop the whole thing from happening if you don't like yourself. It won't matter. So you
You need
have to like
you,
yourself.
say it again for the people. Say it louder for the people in the back.
You have to like yourself. Is this thing on? Okay. You,
Yes.
you have to like yourself first before anybody else can. You got to like yourself first. And for many, many years, and I'm sure you felt this too, I didn't. I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. I
Yes.
didn't like what I thought everybody else was thinking about me. And that played into how I would act. Sometimes my friends would come to my dorm room and they were like, "Yo, man, let's go do this, let's go do that." And I would just say, "I don't feel like it." I couldn't explain. I didn't know how to explain to them that I just didn't feel like shaving that day, or I was feeling really bad about myself that day. I didn't know how to explain it to them. I didn't think they would understand. But in their minds, "You're normal, dude. Come hang out with us. You don't care." In their minds, it was cool, but for me, it wasn't. So once I realized that I am good the way I am, it started to make all the difference in the world. So if you're out there watching this and you're having a problem with the way you look, a problem with how you believe other people view you, you have to let that go and not allow it to affect you. You have to do it scared sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be afraid and nervous. Do it anyway. Go out, meet people, enjoy your life. Don't allow this to stop you. It does not have to. So that's what I would say to any man out there struggling with this right now.
Ooh, that right there, all of that needs to just marinate.
Yeah, let
I
it
just want the
marinate.
people to just marinate. Like back in the day, I think about growing up in the South and my grandparents and my mom, them. You need to sop that up with a biscuit and some syrup. Okay? Sop it up with a biscuit and some syrup for real.
And lick your fingers when it's open.
Yes.
That's right.
All 10. Because that was good.
All 10.
That was good. And I'm so grateful for you because of your honesty and your transparency. To
Pleasure.
hear the voice of one of my brothers is everything for me. I mean, like I said, I'm grateful for my sisters, but to hear from my brothers and my babies, it does something for me, and I'm so grateful. I don't take it lightly that you're sharing your story and your journey with me. I'm really kind of full right now, and I just want to thank you again. I really do. I
Um,
just want to.
it's my pleasure. Really, it's my pleasure. A lot of people have questions about this all the time, and it's great to have this platform to share, to answer some questions that people may have, to squash some myths that are out there. You know,
Yes.
I'm not in pain. Uh, this is not going to, like you said earlier, it's not contagious. You're not going to get it if you rub on me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So people have questions about that all the time, and this is a great platform to do it. I love that you do this weekly. We need more attention to this, um, possibly a cure at some point. And also, we don't want people to feel like they have to do something in order
Mm.
to look normal. You know,
Yes.
you can carry on your life the way you look right now and
Hmm.
be happy. No
That's
problem. There were
good.
temptations to do all kinds of stuff. I thought about getting like my eyebrows tattooed. I thought about getting the ink thing done to my head and all that stuff. And I was just like, that might be cool for some people, but I've decided not to do that. If you want to do that, okay, great. That's your prerogative. But I've just decided not to do it because I'm comfortable now with
Hmm.
the way that I look. I have no problem whatsoever with the way that I look and how my life is. Took a while to get here,
Hmm.
but now that I'm
Yeah.
here, I'm fine. I
Mm.
love it.
That's so good, and we can unpack that a little bit more because at the end of the day, you have to be able to accept the reflection in the mirror of what you see.
Yeah.
And I can remember on my journey years ago when I wouldn't even leave the house without makeup.
Ooh.
Okay. D- And
Yeah.
you talking about stress. That was so stressful. Every day I have to feel like I have to put on my makeup. But now I'm gonna tell you, and I know God has done some healing in my
Preach
life.
about it.
I can leave. Only time I put on makeup is when I do my shows
Okay.
or when I'm gonna take,
Okay.
photo shoot or something like that. I don't wear
Yeah.
makeup every day. When I leave the house, I'll put on some lip gloss if I want to in front of my mask, but I don't do
Hmm.
all this accessorizing and all that because I'm comfortable in my skin now. I
That's
had to
right.
get to this point, like you said, I had to get to this point where I didn't
Hmm.
feel like I had to put on this, I had to do this. It's a choice, just like it's a choice. I call this accessorizing. My
Yeah.
earrings, my eyelashes, if you choose to wear a wig, a hat, head wraps, or whatever, it's a choice. And
Yeah.
it feels good when it's a
Yeah.
choice. Like you
Right.
said, you chose not to get any eyebrows and not to, do all other stuff. And that
Hmm.
it's almost like you feel like you taking your power back,
That's right.
taking
That's
your power
absolutely
back.
right. Hmm.
This is so yummy. This is
Good.
so yummy. I mean, like, man, this is so good. So let me ask you, I think we're gonna switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
Have you had have you had the opportunity to look at my magazine? Have you seen the magazine at all?
I have seen the magazine. Yes.
Oh, you have it? Okay. Do you have a copy or you seen it online?
No, I've seen it online.
Okay. So let me ask you. Okay, this is the one that I was gonna talk. Okay, so we have two.
Woo.
What do you think? Now I clean up well, y'all. So yeah, this is me on both
Wow.
covers. I clean up really well.
Mm.
So this just gives you a little hope. Anybody out there watching.
Yeah.
Really for my babies. Okay. This is really for my babies and for
Okay.
women. Can you imagine being in the store, standing in line, and you look over and you see a magazine that's for bald people?
Mm. I would
What do
love
you
it.
think? How do you think this would change? Because in this one, this is volume one. In volume one, I have more, I
Oh
have
wow.
kids
Uh-huh.
from all over the world,
Oh man, that's amazing.
father and a daughter.
Yes.
Look at my sisters from all over. When I say all over the
Beautiful.
world,
Yeah.
but look at my brothers on plaque.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, my brother from Egypt. So
Yes.
how do you think
Mm.
this would encourage? What do you think a magazine like this would do for somebody that picks
I
it up and they're dealing with it?
I think that it goes beyond alopecia because you mentioned before how it's not just alopecia, people dealing with, dealing with a bald life, people that struggle with other illnesses too that aren't able to grow hair. This
Mhm.
will be something I think people will gravitate to because when you look at stuff like that, it's rare, and I mentioned this earlier, that you see somebody that looks like you. You know, once you see that, it's like, wait a minute, this person looks like me. What else is in this magazine? I'm interested now. And you open it up, and on every page there are people that look like, that's like picking up Jet magazine back in the day. Like, wait a minute, everybody look like me.
Yes.
This is awesome, and I hope that more people will gravitate to it because you said it earlier. This is an international, universal type of. I hate to call it a disease. I really do. A disorder.
Disorder. Yes,
Okay,
we can say disorder.
because yeah, I'll say disorder, and it doesn't take names. It just goes for you. All right. I've seen people from all over the world, okay, that have this disorder, and this magazine is something that I think will help people understand. Oh, that's awesome. It'll
Is
help
that
people
beautiful?
understand. Yes, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. It will help people understand and relate to their lifestyle more. You know, that's great. That is great. And it's because we're in this era now.
Hmm.
Baldness for women is becoming more acceptable. And I mentioned the movie before. Black Panther was a was
Hmm.
a was a coming out, for bald women and for everybody to recognize, baldness is not unattractive. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? It's really not. And I'm gonna go back to the '90s real quick. I
Okay.
can remember this rap group named Onyx came out,
Hmm.
and they were bald, right? They
Okay.
were they were bald. And when that group came out, I think it was about 92, 93. My wife would be able to tell me, she was here. When that group came out, my popularity went way up.
Oh, did it?
Oh
Oh,
man, it did.
so you were the
Because one of
man.
oh yeah, I was getting some hits from some girls back then because there was a guy in the group
Hmm.
that I kind of resembled.
Mm.
And they had this popular song that was going on, and I just remember the popularity of the group. They weren't popular for that long, but the time span that they were, it did really well for me to be out. So when you have more exposure, which is basically what I'm getting at, more exposure of it, it makes
Hmm.
people more comfortable to see, baldness for the beauty that it really is. It's nothing wrong with being bald. It's nothing wrong with being bald, and you can see the beauty in people, whether they have full head of hair, no hair at all. We've got to be able to see people's beauty beyond, the hair and the makeup. There's a
Hmm.
beauty that lies beneath all of that. So this magazine really opens it up, and you allow to see other people's life and their world.
Yes.
Not much different from any other people. Look at that.
So y'all got
Wow.
to go out and get this magazine. I got to read this little like the mission because it just you made it come to my mind with what you were
Okay.
saying. It says, okay, I'm gonna read the whole thing. It says the purpose of Bald Life magazine is to feature bald men, women, and children from every corner of the world in all walks of life who wish to share their stories. Bald Life magazine will be a platform for bald individuals to heal, find their voice, and unapologetically rock their crowns. We believe that every bald person's journey is unique and deserves to be acknowledged. Now, this is the part. Society has enforced a lie that the narrow vision of beauty is reserved for only those that have a full head of hair. Here
Mm,
at Bald Life magazine, we believe that bald is beautiful, whether it's alopecia, cancer, medically induced, or simply a choice to shave off your hair. This magazine is a safe space for you. So
I love it.
you
I love it.
guys, I'm just
That's
honored.
amazing.
And how we got to this point is, I started off about 5, 6 years ago being a writer in
Okay.
some other magazines. And so I started, writing in different magazines. I was on a cover of a magazine
Hmm.
in 2018. And I was like, wait a minute, we need a magazine. And God
Yeah.
was like, yeah, start one. And so that's where
Yes.
Bald Life magazine came came from. And we have 2 volumes, volume 1, volume 2, working on
Mm.
volume 3. So I just had to just get your feedback
Oh, I
concerning
love
that.
it.
And I'm just asking people to support us. You can go online and purchase. I'll leave the information in the comment section. You can purchase a hard copy, and it can be
Okay.
sent directly to you, or you can purchase a digital copy. And we're not Essence yet. We're not Vogue yet. You know, so the only way we're going to get there is by people supporting us and purchasing the magazine. That's
I like
just
that you. I like that you said yet.
yeah, yeah.
Speak that thing into existence. I like that.
Yes, yes. Now let me ask you. Now, do you like my T-shirt? Y'all like my T-shirt? We got our own T-shirt line too.
I do like that. I
Is this
do.
great?
It
Because
is
this is
great.
what people be saying when they look at us. Like, yes, I'm
Yeah.
bald. Now what?
Yes. Yeah. Now
Put
what?
that in the comment section as well. So if y'all want to purchase a T-shirt, we got T-shirts, we got Bald Balls T-shirts, we got jackets, we got our own sorority. Y'all, okay? So
Wow. I know
just go out and
I've seen some things with you guys doing where you ladies doing walks and working out. I've seen those pictures with you all out in the nice Washington air.
yes.
So I really like what you're doing. Please keep it up. Please
I,
keep it up.
I don't even have a choice. You know, I don't have a choice. I know God has called me to this work,
Yeah.
and He's called me to create innovative ways of healing for people dealing with hair loss. And
Mm.
we've done a documentary. We've had a hair loss retreat. We do workshops.
Wow.
We have the magazine now. Now we have this platform, and it's not about just Jamie. You know,
Right.
I create these things to bring other people along
Hmm.
because we never know who's going to pick up this magazine and see so and so up in here
Right.
and call
Right.
you up, reach out to me and say, that person that was in the magazine, can I get, you know what I'm saying? So you never
Yeah.
know. And going back to this, we even have writers in here. We have writers that either are bald
Hmm.
or they have alopecia or they work in the hair loss community. So I was strategic as well. I have about a team of 16
That's
different
awesome.
writers from all over the world, that
Yeah.
write and they talk about yoga, finances, and all that. So it's just amazing. And I'm humble and I'm grateful um, to have this platform to bring other people along with me so they can share their stories. And so that's all I have, brother. You were simply
Oh,
amazing.
thank you. Thank
This
you.
was so good. This was so good. Do you have any
It was
closing
good. It was good
remarks?
for me too. It was great for me too. I'm thankful and honored to be here. Like I said before, um, I look at this as an honor. I would love to come back again
Yes. Okay.
and do another one
Okay.
whenever you want. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to the success of this thing blowing up and being bigger than what you ever dreamed it would be. Because not only will this be able to touch people that look like us, but it's also going to touch other people who live with people like us and know us. Our friends and family have gone through a lot of the same things with us. You know, they've like I spoke before, my mom, I'm sure it was difficult for her to kind of deal with and see that my siblings, to see me struggle with certain things. So this is going to help them as well. So I'm hoping and praying that this thing is better than you ever imagined. I'm thankful to be here. I'm going to leave my information in the chat, and I'll also post it online on your
Okay.
site. Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry, on your page
Okay.
for people if they want to contact me. And then you have my information as well. You can share with
Yes. Definitely.
uh,
Definitely. you know what else? You just made me think about something. I did it once before, but I think it's important, like you said, for people to hear from family members, because it doesn't just affect us individually,
Right.
but it affects our family. So I would love to even maybe have you and your family come back on and do an interview.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and I
Now
did it once.
I gotta talk my wife into that one.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think it's important, like to talk to your wife, maybe have your mom on, and maybe your brother, or something like that, because it affects the entire family.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know what to say or how to be a support to someone who's going through the journey, of hair
Right.
loss. So I think
Right.
those kind of conversations are important. So yeah, let's talk about that and let's see if we can make that happen. I've had it. I've had several families come on before, but I think going into this new season, we need to have more of those conversations because we don't think about what they're going through or what they went through as we're going through
Absolutely.
what we're going through. So it's important. I think
Absolutely.
it's important. So I'm sure we can make that happen.
Oh yeah. Oh
Make that
yeah.
happen, and that will be amazing. Yep, that'll be Oh, someone's giving you some shout out right now. Yeah, they said
Uh-oh.
thank you. Yeah, they're mm-hmm. Yep, this is great. Yeah, your brother. Is your brother Tavon?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
about
he
my
just
brother.
said, I would love to. Okay, well, you didn't just said it. So we're gonna get you on here for sure. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. That'll be
Yeah.
so
And
amazing. So
I would be curious to see what his reaction would be because, it's always positive things you hear from your family, but I don't know what their life was like looking at me from the outside. So
exactly.
I would be curious to see what they had to say.
Yeah, because whatever they went through, it will help somebody else.
Absolutely.
That's a
Yep.
sibling or a parent, or a spouse,
Hmm.
So this is gonna be oh, somebody said Mama is ready. Is your Brenda Smith Hill?
Yep. That's my
Okay,
mother. She's
okay.
retired, so she got time.
So and look, we didn't already got a yes from your brother, a
Hmm.
yes from your mom. So you just talk to wifey, see what she
Okay.
says. And if she's
Okay.
not ready, then we'll just start off with him and we
Okay.
can make it happen. Yeah, we can
Okay.
make it happen. Yeah. And
All right.
maybe what I'll do with that one is 'cause we did a segment with couples, and that was amazing. I just had a panel of couples. Either the husband had alopecia or the wife had alopecia, and we just had a
Oh
whole
wow.
conversation. So maybe we'll save that with your wife with that setup with the whole
Okay.
panel. But I want to do one with your family though, with your mom and your brother. And
Oh, that's easy. Like you just saw, that's easy.
okay,
Just
okay.
give us
So we're
dates.
gonna
We'll
work
make
at
that
some
happen.
dates. We're gonna work on some dates for March. We're full. Ooh, we're already full in. Yeah, I got a pretty full calendar, but we're gonna
Lord,
squeeze it in
amen.
there. We're gonna squeeze
Okay.
it in.
Okay.
We're gonna make it happen
We're gonna make it
sooner than
happen.
later. Yeah, sooner than
Okay.
later. So thank you again. You guys, please share this video. Please go to the website balllifemagazine.com and please purchase a magazine. And then I will also drop a link for the t-shirts. We have alopecia t-shirts as well.
Oh
And then some
wow.
other t-shirts. So I'm gonna drop that in the link. And so if anybody purchases a magazine or a t-shirt, please take a picture, post it, and tag me. And you know what? I think I'm gonna give away something. I'm gonna give
Okay.
away something. Let me grab small magazines. Let me just grab something real quick.
Okay. I'll
You
be
keep
here.
on talking to the people. You talk to the people.
Oh, I can talk to the people. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
talk
talk
to
to
the
the
people
people.
now. I'm gonna talk to the people. All right, she's gone. So I can say some stuff that she can't hear. Um I like her earrings. Everybody else like her earrings.
I got these earrings from my girlfriend, Rachel. I always try to support my sisters. So I got my earrings from my girlfriend Rachel, and I got my
Hmm.
lipstick from another girlfriend who sells her own lipstick. So I try to support. But what we're gonna do is before we go into the giveaway, this is great. Have you seen the Barbie dolls?
I love what you did with that. I saw you bought what was it 41 dolls that you
Yes,
sent out, and I saw the little
yes.
girl open it up. Oh,
You guys, this is
oh my
amazing. So
goodness.
today I shipped out 10 Barbie dolls. On Monday, I
Amazing.
shipped out 12 because we believe in giving back. I believe in giving back. So these are Barbies, guys. Isn't this amazing? And what's so
Wonderful
awesome
idea.
about this, Jamar, is I'm not doing it by myself. I have a community of people that believe in me and believe in what
Mhm.
I'm doing. And people have
Awesome.
shipped me dolls. They have cash app me to help me with the shipping costs because the shipping is what we costing. Especially like
Yeah.
it's almost 20. I sent a doll to Australia. It was like over $18. It costs more than the
Wow.
doll.
Wow.
So if you add up the shipping plus the doll, that's over 30
Yeah.
bucks. You know what I'm saying? For just,
Yeah.
but it's worth it. You know what I'm
It
saying? If
is
it's gonna
worth
put a
it.
smile on a baby's face or a woman's face, it's
It
all
is. It is worth it. I
it's
wish I
worth
had
it.
some GI Joes back in the day to look like me. I would have loved that.
And it's only a female, the woman right there. You see it
Hmm.
right there?
Yeah.
So they need to get some bald men too. Yes, they do. They do.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that in there. So we're doing that. So if you guys know any other women or little girls that need a Barbie doll, please inbox me because we only have 9 dolls left.
Mm.
9 dolls left. So please inbox me and let me know. And then if you want to help and send some money on Cash App, that'll help too because that's that's what's been adding up. But anyway, so we're gonna give away a half size of my magazine.
Uh-oh.
And so I want you, Jamar, to think of a number between 1 and 20.
1 in 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
I'm
got the
usually
number
pretty
in your
good.
head?
I'm usually pretty good at this.
Okay. So
Yes.
Jamar has the number. So what I need you guys to do is to drop a number in the comment section between 1 and 20. And whoever guesses the right number, I will ship you a magazine. How's that? Okay, so I'll start dropping and I will start naming. Okay, so the first person dropped the number 7, 17. Come on, y'all. 11, 12. Come on, y'all. 13,
Not yet.
18,
Not yet.
18 again. 11,
Not yet.
5, 15, 6. Jamar putting on chapstick. 14,
Boom. 14.
14. Okay, Monica, we got our winner.
That's
Monica
right.
is my girl. Her story is amazing. And she's
Oh,
my
okay.
ambassador for the Bald Life magazine. So you guys will see some amazing things coming up here in the next few months. She models all of our gear, all of our apparel. So you'll
Oh,
see some stuff coming out. So Monica, sis, I'm sending you the magazine.
there you go.
Awesome.
14.
Great.
My wife was born December 14th, so I picked 14.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So we have our winner. Let me put that in here. We have our winner, Monica.
This was great. This was
Boom.
absolutely great.
There it is. Monica got it. Okay, awesome. So guys, again, don't forget to like our page, the alopecia, excuse me. Well, the alopecia support group too. That's my nonprofit. And also the Bald Life magazine. And like us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And we also have a YouTube channel, Bald Life TV. So y'all
Wow.
subscribe, help us grow, and we're gonna do this
Well, I'm gonna get
as a
on Bald
community.
Life TV. I think that's the only one I'm not on, with Bald Life TV. I'm on everything else. I follow you on Instagram and Facebook. So Bald Life TV is the next one for me.
Okay. So, all right, y'all. I need y'all to help me get my subscribers up. So y'all subscribe. Okay. So you guys have a good night. Thank you, brother, so much. Tell your wife
Thank
I
you.
said hello, and we'll be talking because we're gonna get you and your brother and your mom on the calendar And so we
Okay.
can have us an interview. Okay.
I love it. All right.
Okay. Awesome. So we'll talk soon. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go.